season 5, is there a conscious pressure to try and top Trinity? What comes next? How do you follow that?
We're not.
There you go. Dexter's going to go to hell and kill the devil himself.
Upcoming seasons, if not this one, then maybe a next, that Dexter may delve into the origins of the Dark Passenger and what it is and why it chose him as a host.
That's a very interesting idea that we will think about.
Thank you. You're also hired.
It's a very season 5 topic, actually, that whole thing in the wake of Rita's death. He takes stock of his life a bit, and that kind of thing's going to definitely come up.
I have never gotten the sense, maybe I'm way off base here, that Dexter ever really wanted to be cured, if that's the right phrase to use, from what he was going through. He seemed to want to be able to adapt it to make a life work with it, but never really showed any great interest in getting rid of that.
But remember the last episode of last year? Dexter's on his boat towards the end of the last episode. He's tossing Trinity's body overboard and he says, it's time for me to embrace my family and maybe someday soon I'll be rid of the Dark Passenger. So he's at the most optimistic point of his entire life, thinking that he can be rid of the Dark Passenger, only to come home and find out his wife is dead and his son is sitting in a pool of blood. So he knows that will never happen. That will never happen.
Jennifer, what can we look forward to this season in terms of Deborah's love life? She is the unluckiest woman ever when it comes to boyfriends.
Well, I think that just about every year people have asked me about my love interest, and my love interest, the person I was interested in loving, was shot. So, I mean, I think she's interested in getting rid of the ghost, you know, and I don't know what I'm allowed to say. So I'll say nothing.
I've always said being Deborah Morgan's boyfriend is like wearing a red shirt on Star Trek. That's a Comic-Con joke, right?
Hi. As much as I wouldn't want to see Dexter end, I have to ask, have you guys ever thought of a definitive end to Dexter's story? Like, or are we just going to keep going? Dexter teach Harry, and then Harry teach, like, baby Dexter, and then maybe Dexter teach baby Harry?
We haven't talked about it, but I think we will all know when we have reached the end. I mean, as long as everyone here feels that there is a creative way to go forward with his character and bring him into new experiences and new territory, will be a dynamic life for the show. But when we all hit that wall, I think we'll know it.
I don't mean to overstate it, but it seems to me that with what happened at the end of last season, you guys really have sort of opened up a gamut of directions and possibilities to travel that could literally go on and on and on. Okay, you're next.
First of all, Mr. Hall, F cancer, new man.
Oh, boy.
If I were an amateur serial killer, hypothetically, what's the code, and what have you learned from the code that helped me find out how to hypothetically? I mean, I have a lease on a pig farm.
Lease on a what now? Pig farm. Wow. ... Don't get caught. That's the number one rule. Women complicate things. That's the second one. Right. Yeah.
It's a rule of life.
Cover your tracks. It's kind of like, it's like when
tell you about acting. Like, if you really feel like you have to do it, do it. Otherwise, don't do it.
The views of Michael C. Hall do not reflect Comic-Con or anything.
Okay, you're next.
Hi. Deb has such a colorful language in the show. I'm just kind of wondering where all that comes from. Is that pent up inside? Is that what that is?
Do you curse more in real life now that you've been unleashed?
Everybody should.
I wanted to know what was the rationale for killing off Rita last year, and how long ago did you make the decision to kill her off?
Well, it wasn't a rationale. It was as the season progressed where Dexter, the whole theme of last year was, can Dexter have it all? And he started to play fast and loose with his code, and was more intrigued with Trinity than the possible risk he was putting his family in. So at the moment where he thinks he is totally confident and has it all in hand is when the punishment comes, and what mattered to him most was taken away as a punishment for his thinking he could have it all. So it came as the season progressed, but as we were talking earlier, it was a really, really difficult decision to make, because he needed to be punished for his belief that he could have it all, but how to do that, and it just came and take away the thing that's going to matter the most, and it was his wife.
Michael, from what we saw in that little snippet trailer where Dexter, in essence, says it was me, is it fair to say that he is going to explore guilt, perhaps for the first time, real, sincere guilt for the first time in the characters?
Yeah, I mean, I think, he has trouble naming feelings if he's able to locate them. But, yeah, I mean, I think there's a sense, an undeniable sense that Rita's blood is on his hands. He's not confessing to her murder when he says it was me, but he certainly is confessing to his part in it having happened. And I think he's motivated by a desire to make amends for that, even if he doesn't even consciously know it at the beginning of the season. I think he comes into a place of realizing that that's what's alive in him, an appetite to find some way to make things right, even though it feels impossible.
Okay, next.
This question is directed at James. I'd just like to know, what other roles that you've played in your acting career that you've had a lot of fun playing, besides Harry Morgan?
They know. I've enjoyed pretty much all of them. When I was a younger actor, I took some of my heavier roles, like Dutch Schultz and that sort of thing, home with me a lot. It was hard to let go of that, so I wasn't really enjoying it as so much as inhabiting it. But thankfully I'm still alive, and I can look back on them, pretty much all of them, affectionately. Certainly Richard Wright was a lot of fun. But Harry's the best.
Okay.
Hi. Everybody is concerned about baby Harry following Dexter's footsteps. But what about the other kids? Have you thought maybe not in this series, this season?